why are you supposedly not pulling up to find out what he supposedly is really doing, sis?
Hey guys, welcome to our channel. If you are new, if you are not new, welcome back, Sugar and Spice gang. Today we will be reviewing Put a Ring on It Season 2 Episode 3.
Yes.
Before we get into that, subscribe and hit that notification bell if you haven't already so you can be Sugar and Spice gang too. Also, make sure you follow us on all of our socials at Sugar and Spice 88 on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And if you don't know us already, my name is Sugar, and this is
Spice.
All right, let's get into it.
So we open up with Dr. Nicole, and pretty much Dr. Nicole says that all 6 of you guys are going to be going on a date at the same place at the same time. And this is going to be a test of trust and self-assuredness. Laronda says she's worried, you know, how Sean's going to handle this. Jessica's worried about Eric. But then we notice that Alexia goes into her confessional and she says that she doesn't trust Darian. And it's like, girl.
She says, you know, he's a rapper. You know what comes with that.
What?
If that's the way you felt about rappers, why did you start dating him? Why did you date him for 14 years?
This is my thing, though. If you're not going to trust somebody, but then make it their fault that you don't trust them, but then you've been in a relationship for 14 years, at what point do you take responsibility?
Right. You accepted it and allowed it to go on. So then we go to Eric and Jessica's house. They're both getting ready for their dates.
Yep.
And Jessica's date arrives first. So his name is Clarence. He's 33. He's a pro bodybuilder. He says he's a fun, charismatic guy. And he's looking for a girl who loves to have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
So Clarence pulls up. You know, he comes upstairs. And Jessica introduces them. She said, hey, Eric, this is Clarence. He said, Clarence parents are real good married. Clarence was like, all right. Like, he probably done heard that a million times before.
I thought it was funny.
I thought it was funny. So they're just engaging respectfully, talking, going back and forth. And Jessica says in her confessional, oh, I love how they're engaging so respectfully, and it makes me feel free to embrace the process.
Girl, you are bothered. Yo, she wants Eric to throw stuff. She wants him to slam the doors in his face again. She's like, oh, so you're not going to go open the door for my date this time? Like, she loves that. She loves getting that reaction. And it's just like,
low-key, both of them do.
They both do.
So then, you know, they exit stage left, and they're on their way to their date.
Mm-hmm.
So then we go over to Sean and Laronda's house. So you see Laronda over there ironing Sean's pants.
Oh.
Sean comes in. Face
Sean
drop.
walks out.
And does an about face.
Why?
Because he's extra.
Like, you really are being, like, you're being so theatric. What do you have on? It looks so short. Yo. She's going on a date. You're going on a date.
Sean asked Laronda, what's your date's name? And she says Sir James. Interesting name, right? Sounds like a priest. He's such a child, I tell you. Anyway, enter Sir James, my new favorite, okay? He's 38.
Mm-hmm.
He has no kids.
Hey, yo.
Amen. He says that, you know, he's silly as hell. He loves to have a good time and joke and laugh. And he's looking for an independent woman that knows what she wants.
Sound like Laronda to me.
Sure does.
Mm-hmm.
So then he comes in. Sean opens the door. Here he go.
Mm-hmm.
This is my baby, my queen,
love of my life,
my cinnamon apple. Laronda is just like hey. How you doing?
She got her glasses on. She looks so disinterested.
Want to have a seat? Okay. So Sean's over there. So, what made you want to join this process? Because you know that's my baby, right? You know that's my woman, right? He like, yeah, I I signed up for the program. Yeah, like, I know.
Yeah.
And he says that, you know, that he's just trying something different. You never know where you might find love.
And at the end of the day, you never know where you're going to find love at. So,
you ain't going to find it here. Okay.
Oh my gosh. They going to the confessional. He's like,
my baby dating a linebacker, you know, or he a superhero, low key. Probably got a couple of tackles, but guess what? He ain't tackling nothing tonight.
it's just, what's wrong with you? The thing about it is that when you give somebody all that energy, you show him that there's weaknesses and flaws in their relationship. Now that he sees that there's weaknesses and cracks and flaws in the relationship, he knows how to play you better. He knows how to play his position better so that he can sneak through the cracks of your relationship. If you put on a good front, he don't know which angle to start at.
So now he sees that you're acting all crazy and insecure and you don't trust us, so he can go on a date talking about how, yeah, you know, trust is so important to me.
Exactly. He knows what angle to come from. Exactly. Because he sees right off the rip what you're not giving her.
Then after Sean does all that extra stuff, Laronda's like, okay, it's time to go. She says in her confessional that it's like walking on eggshells with Sean. You know, he's basically so volatile that it's just, you never know what you're going to get. You're trying to just, okay, calm down.
This is tight.
Girl, that ain't no good relationship.
No, you can't be sitting around managing your own feelings and then also managing his. Like, come on now.
It sounds like you're trapped.
Yeah, like you're scared.
Like he's manipulating you emotionally.
Even when he introduced him, like, yeah, this is Laronda, love of my life. Like, you're trying to manipulate the introduction.
Right. On their date, Laronda and Sir James are having conversation. And he asks her where she's from. She says, I'm from Rock Hill, South Carolina. You probably never heard of it. He says, actually, I played flag football there. She says, oh, I used to play flag football. Look at all the connecting going on. She asks him, what made you want to do this experience? He says, you know, the dating scene out here, I've met so many people that are not ready. And, you know, I want to try something different. She says, how do you know you're ready? He says, man, I've been known. All right, I'm tired. I guess he sees everyone around him.
Yeah, he's 38. He's at that age.
Yeah, he's ready to settle down.
So we meet Brittany, Sean's date. Brittany is a singer, and she says that she hasn't found the right guy yet because the right guy hasn't found her. They go into the restaurant. They sit down, and Laronda points out that our guests have arrived. And Sir James is just like, I know. I feel my shoulder getting a little hot. Yo, the way Sean is not even paying attention to his date, it's ridiculous. The only thing that he finds out about her is that she's a singer. They're both entertainers, and that's the only thing that they really have in common. And I mean, he likes that about her, but I'm sure there's a lot more to her.
All right.
So then Laronda's having a good time.
She's like, hey, let me get the
shots at. He was like, look at her loud. She don't even be loud like that. Loud for no reason.
She don't be loud like that with you.
Ooh. And that's another thing. You know, depending on who you around, they could bring a different side out of you. And
she already said she feels like she's walking on eggshells with you.
She can't have fun with you.
So now she can let loose.
Right. So they're having fun. They're just, you know, kikiing on their date. And they're like, hey, you know, this was fun. You ready to get out of here? So then they're walking out. And Sir James, just ever so gently, has his hand on the small of her back as they're walking out. And Sean is visibly livid. And then, I mean, from there, there's nothing else to talk about because
the day was pretty much over.
It's over because they left. Like, Sean he just completely dropped the ball. So then we move on to Clarence and Jessica. And Jessica is opening up. She says she wants somebody who's open, who's honest, who's a good communicator. And Clarence opens up and he says, yeah, because I don't like to argue. If anything, I shut down. I'm not going to sit there and argue with anybody. You're going to sit there and argue by yourself. Come on now. That's a huge red flag.
Listen.
Jessica says, oh, okay, I can understand that. No, you can't understand that because that's a huge red flag.
If somebody
So we have an
says
issue.
shut down.
We have an issue, and we're not going to discuss it. I understand you don't want to argue about it, but you're not going to discuss it either. That gives me, you going to be talking to me, and I'm going to be playing video games.
Yep.
That gives me, you going to be talking to me, and I'm going to walk out, and you're not going to see me till the next day.
I had to give you your time to cool off.
That gives me, I'm going to be calling you to see where you at, and you're going to be ignoring my phone calls.
Shut down?
What are you talking about?
It's not like he said, yeah, you know, if I ever get to arguing with my partner, I don't really like to yell. So,
right.
You know, I feel like I'll say, like, you know, let's just calm down, get our thoughts together, and come back together. You say you be shut down. System shut.
And she going to be arguing by
System
herself.
shut down. You're going to be arguing with yourself because I'm not doing it.
People like that aren't built for relationships. Because guess what? Relationships are tough. Sometimes situations and discussions get heated, and you have to go through it.
You got to go through the motions sometimes.
It just is what it is.
Can't be out here being Usain Bolt every time it get a little rough out here.
Exactly.
So then Eric's waiting outside for his date. Tynesha walks up. Tynesha says she is funny and charismatic. She's looking for a guy that's fun and can challenge her mind.
Mm-hmm.
So they greet each other and then they go inside. Mm-hmm. Now, Jessica said, our date was just going so perfect. And then Eric walked in. Mm-hmm. She says, I was distracted and I felt some type of way about him being with a woman, but I was with another man, so let the games begin. Girl, what is this?
This is not a game, though.
It's not Hunger Games out here.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
So immature.
That's their whole relationship.
Their
it's
whole
like
relationship.
A tournament, tit for tat. Who can outdo? Mm-hmm. It's a mess.
So then they sit down, and then Eric does something that strikes me as off. He asks Tynesha, well, he lets her know that my girl is in the building. That's my girl right over there. I'm like, okay, cool. Everybody's letting their partners know that their other halves are in the building. Mm-hmm. But then he says, what do you think? And then Tynesha says, oh, I think she's very beautiful. Thank you. But
why did you take that as a compliment towards you? Like a compliment on yourself. That's a compliment for Jessica, but you took it like,
I know, I did good, didn't I?
Appreciate it.
It's very weird that the person that you're supposed to be going on a date with, you're asking them what they think about your current partner.
Why would you even ask that?
Does
it matter?
It's extremely odd. It's extremely odd. But then they continue. They start having great conversation, and they're laughing, and they're just having a great time. They're getting a little bit loud, and Jessica is visibly distracted, even more so.
She asked her date, so how do you feel about my man being over there? He was like, honestly, I forgot.
I don't care, sis.
Okay. He was like, is it bothering you? Well, yeah, kind of. Like, you know, honestly, we could just, like, go. And Eric is over there unbothered.
Yeah.
He's saying he's enjoying Tynesha's conversation. He's over there living it up.
Yeah.
They're taking shots. They're having a good old time.
Another round over here at the table.
Jessica gets up to go, and she says, you know, I was turning around. I was hoping Eric was looking, but
oh, my God.
He wasn't, and I was just so annoyed.
I'm so annoyed by you right now.
No, for real. So then we move on to Darian and Kai. Darian pulls up in a whip, picks up Kai.
My girl gonna be there.
Oh my gosh.
She's gonna be there with her date.
So we're going on a double date?
I just want to let you know what's going on. Now, it's not even a double date. Like, it's just, you know, we're gonna be minding our business and they're gonna be minding their business. I don't know how this is gonna work, but we're gonna make it happen.
Darian says that he hopes that he can focus on his date with Kai, but he knows it's gonna be impossible because he knows that Alexia is gonna walk in that door any minute with a whole nother man. Yeah. So then Alexia is waiting outside for her date, Desi. Desi walks up. He said, ooh, you look good. And they exchange pleasantries and they go inside.
Lex barely even says thank you. Like, she doesn't even acknowledge the compliments.
Lex is not trying on these dates.
No, she's not.
She don't even care.
Mm-hmm.
So then they go inside. As soon as they walk in the door, Lex and Darian make eye contact. And Kai's like, oh, awkward. Mm-hmm. So then Kai says, so how you feeling? Darian says, honestly, I'm very uncomfortable.
Right.
Darius over there struggling. He said he can't eat. He can't focus. Then we cut over to Alexia and her date Desi. And Desi is he's flirting it up with her. He's telling her that she's beautiful. He's asking her a whole bunch of questions, really trying to get to know her.
Yep.
And she just keeps staring over there, staring over there, staring over there. She even tells Desi, yeah, that's my man over there if you want to look. You want to look right now?
You want to look to your left and take a peek? Like, no, actually, I don't. And Desi goes into his confessional and he's like, yo, this whole thing is like, it's foolish. Why do I want to sit there and compare me to your man? Me and you are on a date. Stop talking about him.
So then we cut back across the room to Darian and Kai. Darian says, you know, Alexia is so intimidated by you for some reason.
Woo!
Darian.
Fight.
You punch to your face? Are you crazy?
And then Kai going to talk about something. Why? Because I'm pretty?
Because Alexia fine, so I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what you are talking about. Alexia is very pretty, so calm down. And then Darian says, no, she ain't no hater. So what is this? Because you like me? And then Darian's like, she know what I like. And it's just like,
I ain't gonna lie, Kai's starting to irk my nerves a little bit.
Kai is irking my nerves.
Too much enjoyment out of it seems like
getting a rise.
Taking your man from you.
Right. But then she goes in her confessional, you know, I ain't gonna be no side chick. You know, that's what I'm not gonna be.
Even though Darian and Alexia signed up for this experience, at the same time, I don't want to feel like a side. I'm not going to feel like a side chick. I don't play number two. I've never have, never will. It's either you're gonna be with me or you're gonna be with her.
You signed up to enter into a situation with someone who was already in a relationship. Now you're talking about, I ain't gonna play number two. You literally signed up to play number two.
Right. But I'm annoyed with Darian too, because why would you give somebody that power to know
ammunition
that she gets under my skin? Like, why are you saying that to her?
Your loyalty, you just met this woman. So really your loyalty is supposed to be with the person that you've been with for 14 years.
Right.
You just meet this person, you feel so comfortable pillow talking and over there kiki. You know, she jealous of you, real talk.
Why?
Why would you do that? Cut back to Alexia and her date Desi. She's still just basically ignoring him. He's really trying. He like, stop looking over there. You know, he's trying to be playful about it, but you can tell he's annoyed. I would be annoyed too. So then he says, wait, is that the dude from Film Mob? She said, that's part of the problem. He said, what? Everybody knows him? No, that's supposedly. He's always in the studio. The last song I heard from Phil Mob, right? The last single that I heard, I think was So What with Sierra on it. And that came out when I was in high school. So that was like 06, 05 or something like that. Where's the music? What studio time? What are you doing, Darian?
So if he's supposedly in the studio and he supposedly don't have no music to show for it, so why are you supposedly not pulling up to find out what he supposedly is really doing, sis?
What? You're not gonna investigate? You just gonna eat that?
We just gonna stay home and talk about supposedly? Why aren't you figuring out what it really is if it's supposedly? Are you insane?
I am confusion. So then Desi, he's gathering her.
Yes.
He's trying in a nice way to gather her.
He did.
You know, you should probably really just focus on yourself if that's the case.
I do focus on myself.
No, I mean, you know, in the way of somebody playing you.
Oh, so you feel like he's playing me?
Sis, 14 years?
It's been 14 years, sis.
Even this man that you ain't never met before in your life on the first date.
He calling you out.
So Darian is still over there talking about, you know, I can't even focus. So he tells Kai, let's go. So Kai grabs his hand up and she pulling him out the door, just a smiling.
And a laughing.
And Alexia, it just is burning a hole in her chest.
Yes.
So she said, you gonna let my man hand go. And Kai don't say nothing. And she just laughed in her face and keep dragging. Got your man, sis. What you gonna do? I got your man and you can't do anything about it. She just walking on out with him. Darian's like, I didn't do it. She grabbed my hand.
Lex said, don't get hit. I was like, oof.
And even still, Desi was a good date. He was really trying. He could have got up and walked out, honestly, the way she was acting. And he says, girl, why are you even worried about that? You got a whole date in front of you.
Come on now.
She like, no, because when will you learn?
She's sabotaging herself. She gonna learn the hard way.
So then, back to Eric and Jessica's house. Eric comes home from his date. Jessica says, how'd you let date? He says, that was one of the best conversations, if not the best conversation I ever had in my life.
Okay, calm down. You're doing a lot.
He was putting a little sriracha on it. He was being a little extra. And Jessica says, well, how did you feel about me being there with my date? She's just trying to get that rise out of him.
Yeah.
He's like, well, honestly, I felt like we were in an empty room. I didn't even realize you were there. She had me locked in.
All right, you're doing a lot. You're going too far. What is he doing going too far about? You asked a question, he answered it. He was like, yo, I want to have those conversations with Jessica. I want Jessica to open up to me the same way Tanisha did. I want her to give me more depth, and I just don't feel like I get that from her. And Jessica goes into her confessional and she's just like, yo, it really hurts me that he feels like he has such a great time with this woman because I don't want him to feel like, or I don't want to feel like another woman could give him something that I can't.
But the thing with that is, sis, if Tanisha just has more depth to her and you don't, I mean, is that really a fixable type situation?
It's almost like she prioritized that he was a football player. So she led with that. He prioritized that she is somebody who's very attractive. So he led with that. Y'all both got what y'all wanted, but now you want this football player to be solely into you and marry you, but that's not how the relationship started.
You both want more substance, even though that's not why y'all got with each other in the first place.
That's not what initially brought you guys to each other. So why do you think that it's supposed to develop and pop up like a flower out of concrete, out of nowhere? It's just very, very weird that now he's saying that he wants substance, but what he prioritizes is looks. So if you want substance, then you need to bring looks maybe down a couple of notches and prioritize substance a little more if that's what you really want.
Or at least have a neck and neck, something.
Something.
The fact that he can't even express his feelings. You say she keeps saying she wants honesty, she wants transparency, but when he's trying to be transparent with you, you about to have a mental breakdown.
I'm hot. I need some water.
Really everybody can't take it. I get it.
Right.
If you really are asking for honesty and transparency in a relationship,
right,
like, oh, your man feel like he's been checking out this girl and he feel like he's getting attracted to her, and like if you really want to have those types of honest and open conversations, you need to be able to take what's gonna come to you. Like what might come up, you need to be able to tell. You can't be breaking down and crying. He gonna be like, see, I should never told you behind.
Right. I had great conversations.
And the same thing with Laronda and Sean. Oof. Do you want her to be honest with you and be like, honestly, your emotions are driving me crazy? And then if she tell you, oh, you won't leave me. Like, come on.
It's too much.
Now you putting them in a box. They feel trapped.
Right.
It's not a good situation.
So we all meet up back at Dr. Nicole's. And Dr. Nicole just says, this wasn't meant to be easy, but there was plenty to learn. So we go to Sean, and Sean says that, Brittany was cool. She's an entertainer. She's a singer. He likes that about her. But past that, he don't know because he was distracted by Laronda. So then he continues and says that Laronda's date was real muscular. She don't even like muscular dudes. And she's not that into him. She just, she don't even need to go on a second date with that guy. Dr. Nicole interjects and she's like, don't you think it's a little weird that you're the one who's saying that for her instead of allowing Laronda to say that for herself? It sounds like tactical control antics. So you just gonna make sure that you create a narrative that she don't like him so that when it is her time to speak, she could feel pressure into saying that she don't like him.
Dr. Nicole didn't ask you about LaRonda's date?
So then Dr. Nicole asked LaRonda, and LaRonda's like, actually, I had a great time on my date. I find him visually appealing. Mind you, the whole time that Sean was talking, LaRonda was not laughing. Everyone else in the room was laughing. They thought it was funny, but LaRonda did not. LaRonda goes into her confessional and she says she's literally exhausted with dealing with Sean's emotions.
So then Sean says, and when they were leaving, he tried to put his hand on the small of her back.
LaRonda says, I didn't even feel his hand on the small of my back. And then Sean says, how could you not? And you could tell that they've already argued about this before they got here, either the day before or earlier in the day. Because LaRonda is annoyed. And Sean is like, how you going to tell me that didn't happen? You expect me to believe you over my own eyes? The conversation is not if he touched the small of her back. The conversation is, I didn't feel him touch the small of my back. So now you're calling me a liar because I said I didn't feel it? Or I wasn't paying attention to that? So then the conversation is, okay, let's say she did feel it. What do you want her to do? Smack his hand off of her? No! I belong to Sean. Do not touch the small of my back. Like, what reaction did you want from her that you feel like you didn't get for you to be this angry and to be calling her a liar?
Well, I feel like he brought that up in therapy because he thought Dr. Nicole was going to give him some,
or maybe like,
you know,
say that she took it too far or something,
or,
like
yeah,
chastise
I feel like
her for
he
that?
brought it up. Yeah, but I feel like he brought it up like Dr. Nicole's gonna lend some support to whatever theory he had going on in his head, because it's like, okay, yeah, he did touch the small of her back. Now what?
So what?
What's next? What we doing?
Did his hand go up her dress? Like, what the heck? Like, you like are taking it to a point of where it's like, did they get a hotel room? Like, okay, they were walking out, he touched the small of her back. Calm down.
LaRonda says, whenever I tell him my perspective, he just automatically says I'm lying. Dr. Nicole says, Sean, your filter is broken.
Oof.
You already have decided in your head, this is what the situation is. Whatever I have put together in my head is what the situation is. So it doesn't matter whatever she tells you, with her telling you, no, I didn't even feel that. It doesn't matter because you've already decided, yes, you did, and you liked it, and you didn't do anything about it. And
it's a lot.
Dr. Nicole basically says, you need to get some self-control. You need to learn how to manage your emotions.
Yes.
And you need to decide whether or not you actually trust her.
Sean says, I do trust her, but no, there is no buts. You either trust her or you don't. And you don't trust her because somebody who trusts their woman does not act like this.
So then Dr. Nicole says, Alexia, how was your date? And Alexia says, you know, he was cool. We was kicking it. And, you know, I told him that Darian was there. He didn't even care. He was still trying to shoot his shot. As he should. It's a first date. Why do I care about him? So then she asked Darian, how did you feel on the date? He said, honestly, I couldn't even really get into the date. I couldn't focus because it was just weird to have Alexia and her date in the same room.
Right.
But it looked like a mad date to me because the way Kai grabbed your hand looked like you was having a good old time. Looked like y'all was about to go to a hotel room.
Okay, you're another one. You just took one thing and then you jumped to the last thing. See? It's
jumped out the window.
Exactly. Like, why'd you take it that far?
The way she grabbed his hand looked like they were going to a hotel room. What?
How does that look? How does
Is it like this? Is it like this?
Is it how?
What's
does
the hotel room way?
grab?
What's the? Is it like that?
What's happening?
I'm confused. Like what?
And then it just goes to show how much you don't trust your relationship. But that has nothing to do with Kai. That has more to do with you.
So then Alexia said she looked at me and she laughed at me like I was a big old joke.
And he just
laughed too. He said, I was trying to tell her it wasn't me. Then Dr. Nicole says, Alexia, what would have happened if you just would have ignored that? If you wouldn't have said anything, you just would have focused all your attention on your date, like I told you to. And she says, okay. I shouldn't have said anything, but you can't just be out here grabbing hands and doing stuff and think it's not going to affect me.
It could affect you. You don't have to react to it, though.
You sure don't. You know what the assignment was? Focus on your date.
Mm-hmm.
Failed. F. Mm-hmm. Dr. Nicole says, I see y'all are hard-headed, okay? Y'all are still trying to control this process. Mm-hmm. I said no rules. Mm-hmm. You still trying to set boundaries and rules and tell your partner what to do, and you can't do this and you can't do that. If you do that, it's going to be a consequence. Y'all not trusting the process. Mm-hmm. So then Dr. Nicole goes to Jessica and Eric. She asks Jessica, so how was your date? She says, you know, I really liked that it wasn't about looks. And, you know, he was very well-mannered. He was cool. And this just proves the theory that the reason y'all got together, because you, Jessica, you and Eric keep saying, yeah, it's great that whenever he goes out on a date, it's great that it wasn't all about looks. You go out on a date, it's great that it wasn't all about looks. So y'all got together for what?
That's literally the basis of your relationship, looks and status.
So then she asked Eric, how was your date? Eric said it was amazing. The conversation was amazing, and she was able to just keep my focus, and I wasn't even worried about anything else. So Dr. Nicole says, Eric, was there anything that you got from your date that you feel like you're missing in your relationship? He says, depth. You know, the conversation was great. Everything, you know, Tynesha really opened up to me. And I wish I had that in our relationship. And what I realized was, even though Tynesha is not my typical type, it's not always about looks because she still held my attention. Dr. Nicole says, Jessica, how does what he just said make you feel? She says, well, it hurts because I never heard him speak so highly of a woman. And, you know, I thought we had some great conversations. So now I'm second guessing it. I guess not. Then she says, Dr. Nicole says, how do you feel about the fact that he says that the thing that kept his attention that he feels like he needs is not connected to him, like you said, Jessica? Oh, just finding a new girl, smashing something new. It's nothing sexual. Mm-hmm. It's all intellectual.
Yeah.
Well, he had to say that because I had already said that in the last meeting that all he cares about is sex. So now he has to flip it. This is what I said last time. I said she goes in her head with whatever narrative makes her feel more comfortable. Yeah. Again, it can't possibly be that we have nothing in common. Right. We do not connect. Right. I don't have enough depth for this man. He's searching for something more. Mm-hmm. It has to be that, oh no, it's just sex. But I got what he need. But you know, he just a hoe out here. So he just want, you know how men are. He just wants something new. She can't put her mind around the fact that it's you. Yeah. You don't feel like he's getting stimulated enough mentally. So then Dr. Nicole goes around the room. Darian, do you want another date with Kai? Woo. You know what? Don't feel like it was fair to her. So I'd like to see Kai.
Wow, 3 times.
Alexia goes in her confessional and she says, wow, it's really hard to date someone that isn't Darian. But the reason you're having trouble is because you're not even really trying. On top of that, you kept bringing Darian up in both of your dates. You kept bringing him up.
And then you keep saying that you focus on yourself. You keep saying that you prioritize yourself, but you don't.
So independent.
You don't. All you care about is this guy.
She's going to be in for a rude awakening because he's about to be on his 3rd date with Kai. Listen. And you still out here talking about him on dates. So now when we get to the end, if he might have gone on 5, 6, 7 dates with Kai, you might be in trouble, sis.
You're going to find out the hard way. The way you were supposed to do this process.
Exactly. Then, of course, Alexia says she doesn't want another date with Desi. Mm-hmm. Eric says he doesn't want to go on another date because he doesn't really find her attractive.
This is my thing with Eric. Eric cares more about what other people think about the person that he's dating than what he thinks about the person that he's dating. Because it's not that Tynesha was not attractive. He feels as though Jessica is what society will think is a top tier attractive woman. So that's why he's with her. But in the background, when you guys are alone, when you guys are home, you're not necessarily fulfilled. You're not necessarily happy. So why do you continue to date somebody that you don't feel is fulfilling you, but because you get that outside reassurance of, wow, you got a bad chick. Oh yeah, she's really, really popping. She's really hot. Oh yeah, yeah. You think that's enough to fulfill you? Obviously not, because you don't want to put a ring on it. You had the best conversation that you've ever had in your life with Tanisha, and you don't want to go on a second date with her because you don't feel like she is attractive enough?
Then Jessica says she will take another date with Clarence. So then we get to LaRonda.
Aye, aye.
But we don't get LaRonda's answer. They cut us off till next week. So I'm gonna go ahead and guess she seemed like she liked him. Girl, if you don't want to go on a date with Sir James,
send him over here. No, but thank you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for making it to the end of this video. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and also hit the notification bell so you can know when we drop a new video. And also, don't forget to follow us at all of our social medias at Sugar and Spice 88, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. And we look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Bye.
Good morning.
Good energy.
Today we gonna spread
Good energy.
Today we gonna share
Good energy.
I go to work.
Today gonna be a great day.
Good
Wake
energy.
up, thank God, drink water, meditate.
Good
First
energy.
5 minutes will dictate your whole day.
Good
All
energy.
about that positivity and raising up your frequency.
Good
If you
energy.
negative, you will get removed immediately.
Good
Say
energy.
eat clean, alkaline, nourishing.
Good
What you
energy.
put